Hello, hello, and welcome back to another car conversation. Good people, I hope all is well. As promised, this time we're going to talk about, oh no, I got water on my notes. We're going to talk about Project 2025, what everybody should be talking about right now. So let's talk about it. Let's get educated. Let's talk about some solutions. Let's start digesting this stuff and putting things into motion because it is literally on us. It is on the voters, basically to try to right this ship and straighten things out. All right, so Project 2025. Now, again, these are just the highlights. This is a very long, lengthy document, but I advise everyone to read it for yourselves, please. Okay, so first thing that stood out to me is the mass deportation issue. Now, as it reads, you might be thinking mass deportation for um, illegal immigrants or illegal migrants. However, because the Supreme Court, well, two reasons. The Supreme Court has just given anyone in the office of the presidency or the president's office free reign. You see where that can go. And then also, who's to say that some folks don't get mixed up in the mass deportation? People that weren't supposed to be deported, but there's a group of people that would like for us to be deported. People of color, I'm talking to you. So mass deportation is a huge, massive concern. Dissolving major departments within the federal government. So talking DEA, FDA, EPA, Department of Education. So their plan is to dissolve all these departments, fire 50,000 plus civil servants, and replace them with people that they are recruiting now. Now, there has not been we have not received, no one has received any information saying, oh, we're looking at other doctors, we're looking at other scientists, we're looking at other experts in these areas. No, it's just, I saw this one speaking engagement, I guess, with Steve Bannon, and before he went to jail. And basically what they were saying is, well, yeah, if you want to work in any of these areas, then just apply, just submit your information. Like, what? How about we add the caveat of if you are qualified for any of these areas? But that was not said. So I'm not sure what type of people they're looking to fill these positions with. But what I do know, what they wrote down was they will be getting rid of 50,000 federal government employees, and they would be replaced in all these different departments. Just imagine having to go through COVID, what we just went through during COVID, without Dr. Fauci, without medical experts, without scientists, with just random people in these positions because of who they know, who they're related to, or what orange Jesus they decided to follow that week. Like, seriously, that's what we're talking about. And these areas, these departments impact are clean water, clean air, all the things about the environment, Food and Drug Administration, the food we intake into our bodies, all of the things, the schools. If your child goes to a public school, and there's more about public schools, so hold on. Child attends a public school or a federally funded school, is going to impact those schools. They're going to get rid of that department. Remember when Nancy DeVos was over the Department of Education and some of the changes that she was able to implement that have since been reversed as soon as Biden got into office? But there were other plans, and part of them are here. siphoning off money from public schools and putting it into private schools, specifically private religious schools. That's where they want to funnel and channel the money into. And then what do you think the public schools are going to look like? What do you think the quality of education for children who have to attend the public schools are going to look like? And then also trying to add, the like in, is it Oklahoma? Can't remember what state it is. The guy who's adding the 10 Commandments to all the classrooms. Well, honestly, it's actually already 2 states, and I want to say it's Louisiana and Oklahoma. But Oklahoma has gone as far as, I'm sorry, Arkansas has gone as far as, I'm going to check this in real time because I want to make sure I'm giving you correct information. But Arkansas has gone as far as making teachers actually teach from the Bible in the classroom, not just posting the 10 Commandments, teaching from the Bible in the classroom. But hold on, I'm going to find out where this dude is from that's over real quick. Oh, no, I had it right the first time, Oklahoma. So Oklahoma and Louisiana are already doing these things. Okay, a complete ban on a complete federal ban on abortions with no exceptions. No exceptions whatsoever. No incest, no rape exceptions, no exceptions regarding the health and the life of the mother, with no exceptions. And federal. So if you're in a blue state like I am and thinking you're safe, you're not. You're not. If these people get into office and are able to implement Project 2025, it would impact all of us. Let me be clear. Ban contraceptives. Oh, also they want to get rid of, I haven't read that it yet. I haven't read it in this Project 2025. However, there is conversation about getting rid of recreational sex as well. So you don't need contraceptives if you're not having recreational sex. I believe that's the thought process. But banning contraceptives is in Project 2025. Additional tax breaks for corporations, and then 1% higher taxes on just the regular working class Joe. So we're giving more tax breaks to the wealthy and the corporations, and then we're taxing middle class and working class folks at a higher percentage. Cut Social Security, just gutting Social Security. So if you're like me, anybody out there like me, I've been working since I was 14. I know my Social Security should be looking really nice right about now. Multiple jobs, different years at the same time. I have been working. So they're trying to come through and say, hey, did all that work? Oh, well, you don't get the money. You don't get any of that money back. But they've been taken from me since I was 14. I think not. They want to cut Medicare as well. Anyone, family that needs and uses Medicare, they want to cut it. They also want to end the Affordable Care Act. So you cut Medicare, you cut the Affordable Care Act. You have working class, even some middle class. You got some single parents out there. You've got some, I don't know why, young people, students, young people in foster care. Like there's a whole swath of America that depends on these programs for health insurance. And they want to gut them. They want to cut them all together. So millions and millions and millions of people without health care. Raise prescription drug prices when Joe Biden just knocked drug prices down. If you're out there and you're enjoying only having to pay $35 for your insulin now, Guess what? It's about to go. Let me not put that out in the universe. If Project 2025 is implemented, it's about to go back through the roof. Just to give you all an example, I did a whole video about when my mother passed away. She did not pass away due to the cancer, but she did have cancer at the time. I saw the hospital bill. So she started treatment for leukemia. I saw the hospital bill for just her medical expenses. I saw the bill from her for her medical expenses from the insurance company from just December, I think the second week of December through January 3rd is when she passed away. It was $189,000. $189,000, people, for less, just shy of a month of cancer treatment. Essentially indoctrinating children into Christianity by, through the education program, ending free and discounted school lunch. If you are in a red state now, it's highly probable that your children might have enjoyed free lunches during the summer, access to food, resources that, last summer that they don't have this summer. Because a lot of red states have already gotten rid of this. They've already said, no, we're not taking that money. We don't care about feeding hungry kids during the summer. If they're not in school, they don't eat if their parents aren't taking care of it. And then they're cutting all the programs where the parents could take care of it. Using public school money to cover, to fund private Christian schools in civil rights and DEI programs. And civil rights and DEI programs. We are already seeing this in the education system, the college, university system. We are already seeing this in corporations. Corporations, when everything happened in 2020 with George Floyd, we're going to implement all of these programs within our companies, these DEI programs. We're going to get a whole department to work on them to make sure that we are giving free access to employment in our company, no matter what background you come from. And Project 2025 wants to cut all that out. And also the racist trope right now is that DEI stands for didn't earn it. So let me say this, if you're one of those didn't earn it type people. When I got my master's degree, I worked a full-time job and I worked a part-time job. And I went to school. And I used the part-time job to pay for the school and the full-time job to take care of myself. I also lived with a crazy person. I was in an abusive relationship. I worked my ass off. I finished my master's degree in 2 years, and I graduated with a 3.8 GPA. Now, if anyone wants to say directly to my face that I did not earn every bit of my master's degree, I just dare you. I dare you. That's all I want to say about that. I dare you. So they want to end those programs, ban books about slavery, all books about slavery. The same guy that's in Oklahoma, that's over their Department of Education or Secretary of Education, I don't even remember what his title is, but that he wants to rewrite the whole social studies program for the public school system. And he wants to, the last thing I just saw, he wants to have conversations about the Tulsa massacre without talking about race or ethnicity. That's what the whole massacre was about. But he wants teachers to have that conversation without talking about race. Whew. Okay, let me speed it up a little bit. Ending climate protections, already kind of talked about that with gutting of the EPA. Deregulate the big business and oil industry. Again, that would fall under our health, maintaining our health, our clean air, our clean water, where corporations can dump all their crap that will make people sick if it's not disposed of properly. Promote and expedite capital punishment. Louisiana has already started this under their new radically racist governor. I believe his last name is Landry. Look into what's happening in Louisiana. They lowered the age that they could try minors as adults, and they also removed some of the, I guess, loopholes or red tape in order to execute people. And that's part of Project 2025 as well. End marriage equality. End marriage equality. Defund the FBI and Homeland Security. So just have us out here all willy-nilly, unsafe, and anybody from any other country can come in and do it. Hell, domestic terrorists are a bigger threat to us right now than anybody else. So just leave us out here with no protections. Use military to break up protests. 45 actually tried this in 2020. And the only reason that he didn't send out the National Guard to go shoot people in the leg is because there were some guardrails around him. There were some people that's like, oh, no, you can't do that. But provided another opportunity, all his people are going to be yes people. There will be no one telling him, you know, these people actually have a right to exercise their First Amendment rights, freedom of speech, freedom to protest. There will be no one there to check him on the things that he might do. And then let me say this, if he goes ahead and does it, the Supreme Court has already said that he has absolute immunity. So all he can say is, well, as president, I felt like the country was, vulnerable. These people were threatening other Americans, so I had to take care of it. I always talks with his hands. And then the conservative Supreme Court, the Supreme Court as it exists right now, what do you think they would say? He would get away with shooting people in the leg. I'll just make that one easy for you. Let's see. End birthright citizenship. So people come to this country. They might not be an American citizen yet, but they have their child while they're in pursuit of becoming a citizen. That child, as of today, is automatically considered an American citizen. The people behind Project 2025, the Heritage Foundation, the Federalist Society, White Christian Nationalists, they want to end all of that. They don't want them to be considered American citizens either, even though they were born right here in America. Ban Muslims from entering the country. 45 already did that. Continue to pack the Supreme Court, lower courts, and federal courts with more MAGA loyalists. End no-fault divorce. Let's spend a second right here. So what that means is a woman can no longer say, or you can no longer go and file for divorce under irreconcilable differences or I can't remember what the other one is, but so basically they want to have it set up to the point where a couple can only get a divorce if it's under certain circumstances. From what I can tell, those circumstances only include physical abuse, not mental, not psychological, not financial, all the things that I experienced, only physical abuse. And more than likely, more times than not, the injured party in those situations are going to be the woman. So you can't simply say, you know what, we grew apart, we don't get along that well anymore. We'd like to go out there and meet other people and have another go at it. No. The people behind Project 2025 want you to stay married until death do you part, no matter what the circumstances are. Unless you can prove, unless you can prove that your spouse is physically abusive to you. And good luck with that. Under these people, good luck with that. Condemn single mothers while promoting only traditional families. I'm going to read that again. Condemn single mothers while only promoting traditional families. So the women who would be honored in their society with I don't know, certain positions, whether you're talking career or you're talking in society, those will only be the women who are married. Now, this is giving you, all this is giving you the Handmaid's Tale vibes. It's because it is. This is literally like that. The Handmaid's Tale is their playbook. It's literally like, okay, so the guy who created Scientology, this is another story for you. The guy who created Scientology, he based that, I don't know how they're listed on taxes, but I don't consider them a church. But Scientology is based on a fictional novel. This whole society, this whole governmental ideology or setup that is proposed by the Heritage Foundation, that is being carried and trying to be forced upon the American people by Republicans and all the groups that I've stated before. This reads just like The Handmaid's Tale. I would not be shocked if the person who spearheaded this, I don't know if it's that Kevin dude that's over the Heritage Foundation or Stephen Miller or whomever these people are, I wouldn't be surprised if they use the book as their guideline. So what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? Number one, we must have the Oval. We have to have the presidency. We have to maintain the Senate, and we have to reclaim the House. It all has to be blue. So literally when you receive your ballot, I think some states start voting as early as September. Up and down the ballot, just vote blue. Just vote blue. Just vote blue. Because you already see that they're trying to get people into the courts. That is part of this project as well. Vote blue. That's all I can say to you. Vote blue. Once we are able to maintain the White House, maintain the Senate, reclaim the House, then we can go to work. First order of business should be expanding the court, in my opinion. The only way we're going to get away from this conservative, overbearing, overwhelmingly conservative court is to add to the numbers, because otherwise we have to wait for someone to step down, which I don't see happening anytime soon, or take the long sleep. and you never know when that's going to happen. So expand the court. We need to expand the court. We also need to, I think the second order of business is going to have to be protecting voting rights, because they're trying to gut all the civil rights. Okay. I also believe that we have to get rid of the Electoral College. The Electoral College is exactly how they tried to steal the election in 2020. Why do we still have it? Why haven't Democrats started working on getting rid of the Electoral College? You're literally just sitting back and waiting for them to try the same thing that they did before. They were only, they weren't successful because it was the first try, because they didn't have their loyalists all in place. There were people that were stopping them along the way, but they tried. They had electorates in different states. They had fake electors show up to vote in place of the actual electors. So we got to get rid of the Electoral College. We have to expand the court. We have to protect voting rights. We have to codify Roe. We have to protect women's rights. And ladies, we outnumber these people. We outnumber males, period. If we come together, there is nothing that we can't do. Now, sane men, we want you with us as well. But ladies, we could do this shit on our own. We just need all you trad wives and all you people that vote against your own interests to wake the fuck up and get on board with the rest of us. But we gotta pass the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. We gotta protect our voting rights. We gotta take back the House. We gotta reinstate Roe. We have to codify Roe. We have to expand the court, and we have to get rid of the Electoral College. Those 5 things should be the first, as soon as Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, move into their second term. What is it, January 20th? These need to be the first orders of business between them and Congress, period. It's the only way this nation is going to survive, because 45 will not be the last. And this Project 2025 will just turn to Project 2028 and Project 20 whatever, just and so on and so on. Project 32. It's just going to go. They're going to keep trying, just like they continue to push to get rid of Roe v. Wade. And it took them 50 years, but they kept pushing. They kept pushing, and they got it. They got it. So these are the things that we need to work on making happen. This is an all hands on deck situation. I encourage you all to read Project 2025 for yourself. If you not, please, I don't want you to buy the book because I don't know where the proceeds go. We don't want to fund these people. Look it up online. It's accessible online. Read it for yourself. And I want you to really think about how many of these things, I didn't cover all of it, but when you read it, I want you to think about how many things will impact you personally, impact your families, impact future generations, your children, your grandchildren, my potential grandchildren. Think about that. And I believe it was Congresswoman Ayanna Presley who said this the other day. She said, we need to be better. Oh God, I'm gonna mess it up. We need to be better ancestors than descendants. I think that's how she said it. Basically, what she was saying is we need to do better. We need to leave this place better than we lived in it. Because right now this is crap. And we can't leave this crap to future generations. Okay, I know this was long, but I promised I was going to talk about 2025, Project 2025. I'm going to keep talking about it through this election because we really need to become educated and arm ourselves. Um, and just all hands on deck. It's an all hands on deck situation, y'all. Get ready, get your family members ready, get your friends ready, get your neighbor ready, get everybody ready and prepared to vote in this election. Vote blue all up and down the ticket.